I'm aware here of a mum coming through from the spirit world. You have your mother in the spirit world?
Yes.
Okay, I just feel like this lady needs to touch it. I feel like she needs to come through.
Force, mass, and acceleration are related. The bigger the mass, the bigger the force it takes to change an object's motion.
And she's telling me that she knows that you've been through a hard, emotional time, if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah. In the case of the moon, the motion is not actually making the moon come any closer to the Earth, but it is pulling it away from its straight line path it would follow according to the first law of motion if there were no force acting on it.
2 young babies that went to the spirit world as well.
Oh God, yes.
Will that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm just feeling that this gentleman actually coming through.
Physics is simpler than most people realize. This is a case in point.
What you would have is your cynics on one side going, well, that's it, you know, it's all cold reading. And your believers on the other kind of go, no, it's all genuine. But I think that these abilities actually exist. There is only one way to find out whether they're real or not, and that is to do some kind of test.
I feel as though I've had, as though I've been sitting with my mother face to face.
So we were going to be doing the test today, which you've said you'd rather not do.
A dog wouldn't take that test.
Right.
It was designed for failure. I need to have communication in order for the spirit people to come through.
Einstein realised that no matter how much energy you used to push something, it could never go faster than the speed of light.
I've got an energy field and a spirit has an energy field, but they haven't got a voice box.
Right.
This wasn't just a trick. The mass of the particles travelling near the speed of light has been measured and does agree with Einstein's calculations.
If you wanted to test another medium, and you wanted to check that they weren't, just say you weren't sure if they were cold reading or whether they were genuinely doing it, so you wanted to sort of remove the possibility of cold reading, what sort of, how would you test it? Because that's what was so...
Well, I would know me.
You just know?
I would know straight away.
Okay.
What you're about to see is footage that has never been released to the media or anything of a person who's going under oppression. Oppression is when the spirit comes in and out through some kind of form of provocation, meaning religious things are said in front of the person, Bibles, objects, relics, things of that nature.
But then what happens to all that energy? Where does it go if it doesn't manage to make the thing it's pushing go any faster?
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Energy is associated to mass in a precise way.
When I came in there, suddenly I was face to face with an individual that was being spiritually attacked.
I'm an epilepsy specialist, a neurologist who specializes in treating people with epilepsy. What you showed me is a textbook example of a pseudo-seizure or a psychogenic seizure.
I immediately started the prayers for exorcism.
One might view it psychologically almost as an escape avoidance type of behavior. The real world is too stressful, and the patient withdraws and pulls into a separate world.
Yes, because she is standing directly behind you now, okay, and she wants to congratulate you on what you're doing at this present time.
It's amazing, absolutely. That's the only thing I wanted to hear you say.
But I fully believe what I do is contact dead people. I know there's charlatans out there, I know there's people being ripped off out there.
It's the equivalent of him saying, I've got a UFO in the garden. You can come and look at it, but it's invisible. There is no way of testing whether there's a UFO there or not. You just got one bloke that says it's there.
That's the key point to realize. It's that simple.
at this point, we are going to ask the Lord Jesus Christ and his holy angels to come and protect this residence and remove any residue of evil.
The Lord saw how great man's wickedness on earth had become. And the Lord said, I will wipe mankind, whom I have created, from the face of the earth, men and animals and creatures that move along the ground and the birds of the air, for I am grieved that I have made them.
Which was a bit rough on the other animals, wasn't it? They must have been thinking, why take it out on us, you vicious sod? We can't help it if man's wicked, we're starfish.
These are effects that are happening to space and time themselves, not to the objects that are in space and time. Don't look for the atoms to move a little closer together or something. All measures of space are contracted in that different frame of reference relative to what they were in another frame of reference, but neither frame is justified in saying I'm the right one.
But what happens when there's a change in the environment? Suppose, for example, that a species eats the leaves of trees in an area where the short trees all die out, leaving only the taller ones. Then only the tallest of the species will be able to eat, live and breed. So that after several generations, a whole new species will have evolved, much taller than the model it came from. And this process Darwin called natural selection.
Is it on your grandmother's or grandfather's side that you're descended from a monkey?
Firstly, that by showing nature changed by chance, he'd confirmed that species form and die out with no plan. Life on Earth could change independently of God's will.
You can't compare one reading that it's a good reading and one reading that is a bad reading.
Of course.
The spirit world doesn't work like that. And you wouldn't know that, would you? Because you don't have these ability to know.
But I have other abilities and other knowledge, and that's what I'm bringing to it. I'm not bringing to it a knowledge of how the spirit works, that's your area. What I am bringing is a knowledge of cold reading and how people can fake and how people can be fooled.
Why aren't you mentioning 5 then? Is it like 5 obvious, or is it 5 connection?
So there he says, I'm getting a figure 5. And she says, yeah, 5 girls and a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Or as some might refer to it, 6.
6, yeah.
Okay, how's your knee?
Not too good.
He's talking about your knee, love.
Yes, I know.
Okay, you've had problems with it?
Yeah.
And is it your hip as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and saying to a lady of a certain age that she has a dodgy knee or hip is what we call a Barnum statement. It's a phrase that can clearly apply to a lot of people in that situation, although it sounds very specific in the way that it's delivered.
Now, none of this is to say that this isn't genuine.
Yeah.
What we're saying is there's just other ways of looking at this.
Yeah. Are you genuinely channeling dead people?
I am genuinely channeling dead people.
Did you do research on any of those people?
No, I did not do any research whatsoever on any single person. Can you sleep at night?
After I finished filming with Joe, something came up concerning his reading with Vonda. Joe's always maintained he'd never met her before, which Vonda has confirmed, and Joe told us she did not give him any information. Joe has always said he did not know any of her details, but what I've discovered is that Vonda's next-door neighbour is in fact Joe's sister.
Are you a human spirit?